Right now, it doesn't mean anything to you, but that's okay. I'm gonna explain it, but I won't, for people that need to scoot out early, I don't want them to miss the opportunity. So, this is what I will refer to as the two-tier bloodstream. That's just what I call it. It's not an official name. What I need for you to do is on a piece of paper, I want you to diagram this. I want you to hand write it, but let me show you what I want from it. I need this, okay? And then on this top one, I'm okay with just the abbreviation. So this, I don't even need somatostatin. Really what I need is, well, okay. So I need you to kind of like draw a blood vessel and put these abbreviations. Now, hey sweetie, what I want you to know, if you're not going to sit where a piece of paper is, grab one and do your, oh, there's one there, okay. So, what I want you to write kind of somewhere, let me do, somewhere along here, because see, it won't be, I want you to write the word releasing hormone. Because if you look at it, you see that that's what they are, okay? Once again, I know right now this is not making sense to you. When we get to this, and I tell you again, it will make more sense.
It would just draw like a tube and then.
Yes.
Do you want just the abbreviations or the words under it?
I want, on this one, I want just the abbreviations and these words.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now, don't forget, here, I need this. In between them, hormones from the anterior pituitary. Okay. Now, here, I want the words. You can put the abbreviations. You can put both, but I want the words because I want you to start learning them. And then, I am visual, so to me, when I'm trying to remember this, I will remember the piece of bone, I'll remember the muscle, and I'll remember the adipose tissue. If you don't want to draw that, you don't have to, but if you draw this, you better make that a perky boob. Don't you be making it sag down like old lady boob, you hear me? Okay, I want perky boob, okay. So, bone, muscle, adipose tissue. I want the words definitely. I like pictures. That's me. You're still going to get the bonus points. So all of this. Now, why am I doing this? When we lecture, and I'm not going to get to it today, unless I start moving real fast. When we lecture, I want you to have this piece of paper while I'm talking, while you're filling out the study guide, while you're doing all this stuff. We're going to use this as a study resource, and I'll explain to you why. It works, okay? So if you would do this, it will be worth the bonus points.
Do we need to do it like in class, or do we do it at home?
What a great question. Thank you. No, I want you to do it at home. You don't have to do this by memory. No, that's too much.
Okay.
It will not be a short answer. Thank you. Say thank you. I need clarification because I know what I want, and so it's inside my brain. And sorry, my husband routinely says, "I'm so glad I don't know what's really going on in there," because he's like, "Do do do do." So, no, you do not do this by memory.
Okay.
But. Y'all may argue with me. I think the actual writing, the tactile of writing, the words of drawing help you learn it. Now, a lot of your generation thinks, oh, no, we just have to look at it or whatever. I feel differently. You're never going to convince me differently, so we'll just have to agree to disagree. Thank you, Grace, for agreeing with me. Okay, so everybody clear, that's going to be a bonus. And then we'll use it Tuesday in class. Perfect. All right. So you will be given bonus opportunities, and I probably need to say a disclaimer. Always at the end of the semester, you will have some students that are kind of close, like 79.4, an 89.4. Here's the way I handle that. I should have told you this in the first day. I understand rounding rules. I teach them in chemistry. And does somebody know what a 79.4 would round to be?
79.
Yeah. Who's excited about a 79? Don't you dare raise your hand. Okay. So I'm not either. So if you are close to any grade, if you are close, all right, first of all, I'm going to know you. And you already know more about me than you want to know, okay? So I'm going to know if you pretty much come to class. And then I'm going to go back and look at all of your graded papers and see if there's anywhere I can squeak some points. Remember, I want you to be successful. And then if that's not enough, I'm going to go back and look and see if you have taken advantage of every bonus point opportunity. And if you have done all of those things, oh wait, gotta get my props. That 79.4, that 89.4, y'all ready? Watch this. Did you see that? Okay, I'll do it again. Okay, that's called shaky glasses, okay? And that 79.4, that 89.4 magically becomes an 89.5. Well, not the 79. I'm nice, but not that nice.
That was your 89.4.
Yeah. So what does a 79.5 round up to?
80.
Yeah, 80. What does an 89.5 round up to?
90.
Yeah. Isn't that way better than like going way down? So my message to you is don't blow it off. I do these things actually for a reason. Been teaching this a long time, love teaching it, and the different approaches I take work. I've had too many former students that come back from their programs and they'll say, Dr. D, this is what I get a lot, Dr. D, I still remember you saying, I'm water, what's behind me, what's behind me, what's behind me, and like they'll do that. And I'll get to that. It's because I need you to know and forever know that water, that sodium is going to always, always follow water, just like a little duckling behind me. And you won't ever forget it. And they make fun of me like, oh, you used to dance and do all this stuff. It's like, well, you remember it, don't you? Yeah, I know, I look like a fool. I don't care. Okay, so bonus point opportunity, let's round up, always. And don't tell anybody, but I've been known to even do a little more than that. I mean, if I really, never mind, don't get myself in trouble. Okay, so here we go. So I'm not trying to bribe you. If I were, there would have been money involved. No. So just let me always know that you are doing the best you can. That's all I can ask. That's all I can ask, is for you to do the best that you can. And then the rest of it's on me. I need to educate you. I need to make sure you know the material. Okay? So, here we go. Y'all know, many of you, where's my, here we go. I teach, you know, instructors have different backgrounds and they approach things differently. I have a medical background at being a general dentist, and then I have, told you she'd come in, looky there, hey Lindsay, you got those boots on, you're about 10 feet tall. Okay, so grab a piece of paper, Lizzie, grab a piece of paper that you're gonna do the, diagram the nervous system. Did you bring a fork, babe?
Yeah.
And I teach medical terminology, and I love words and I love vocabulary. Therefore, you love words and you love vocabulary. Shake your head good. Perfect. So, if you will look at words, especially if it's a new word that you are unsure, break it into pieces and see if there's any little part you might could figure something out about. So, I bet you could give me each a pretty good idea, something you would have an idea of where endo might be. Where might it be? Inside. Perfect. And how about exo?
Outside.
I mean, all right, does anybody, now don't look at the thing. I just want to know if anybody knows without looking what the C-R-I-N means. It is. Okay, you looked it up?
I listened to your lecture
Oh,
last
yeah, oh
night.
gosh. All right, so, so this part, okay, that literally means secreting, secretion. Okay, so now let's look at all the words. Endocrine glands, exocrine glands. So, my question to you, what is doing the secreting? Gland. The gland's secreting. This gland is secreting something inside. This one is secreting something that's going to go outside. Okay, now, so I'm trying to get you to actually look at words and think about them. Because a lot of times if you see a brand new word, you might be able to figure it out. If you're taking a test and somebody's thrown something in there and you're not sure, try to break it apart. So let's take a look at this. The chapter that we are learning is the endocrine system, okay? And so we're actually going to be learning about endocrine glands. But sometimes a real good way to learn something is to compare it to its opposite. So that's why we're going to compare endocrine gland secretions to exocrine gland secretions, all right? So let's look at some key words and compare. Ductless, so no ducts. Ducts, okay. This is extremely important. Endocrine gland secretes hormones. You must know that. Now what I want you to do is to, darn, I gave out my last, no I didn't. Now what I want you to do is to go down to number 5 and define a hormone. I've written it on the board. A hormone is a substance secreted by a gland, endocrine gland actually, that travels through the bloodstream. All hormones, by definition, travel through the bloodstream. You must know that. And they travel through the bloodstream to a target cell. And I'm going to explain that in just a minute. You must know and understand the definition of a hormone. And anyway, it is an exam question. But that's not why you're going to learn it. You're going to learn it so that you can have an understanding of how they work. Okay? So a hormone is a substance secreted by an endocrine gland that travels through the bloodstream to a target cell. So y'all know that I'm an interactive person. You don't get to sit just like a bump on a log in my class. So we're going to practice. I'm going to say the word hormone and you are going to say bloodstream. Are you ready? Hormone.
Bloodstream.
Hormone.
Bloodstream.
Hormone.
Bloodstream.
From now on, when you see or hear the word hormone, you are automatically gonna think bloodstream. Important. That's the difference, okay? So hormones travel through the bloodstream. It's gonna be an internal secretion, and where are they headed? Where are they going?
Target cells.
Yes. Yes. Okay? So, if we're looking, there's a word toward the bottom, and I'm going to write it up the top because you might not be able to see it, and I'm going to write it in black. Oh, I'm already up here. Quit, move away, there. I talk to this board. Okay, so. Ooh. Okay. The word I want us to look at now is paracrine. And there's another word after it, paracrine secretion. Okay? Paracrine secretion. Did anyone hear me say paracrine hormone?
No.
No. It's not one. Let's read about it. So, but look now, even if I didn't use the word secretion and I wrote that, you would know that it's secreting something. Para, the prefix para means nearby. You've done that term. Nearby. So a paracrine secretion does not travel through the bloodstream, or I would have called it a hormone. And my question to you is, what cells does it affect? Nearby cells. Nearby cells, okay? That is part of an exam question. Okay, you're going to need to know a second half to get the question right. Remember me telling you, you need to know something, and then you're going to connect the dots to learn something. So, I want you to know that paracrine secretions secrete substances that will affect nearby cells. let's take it a step further, y'all. How about if this is not on the exam, but if I use the word autocrine, okay, it's secretin. Auto means self. So these cells are actually secreting something that is going to impact them, the cell itself. Are you following me? That's just interesting. So yes, it's kind of kooky that I make such a big difference out of these different secretions, but you need to understand the difference, okay? And name it. Hormone.
Bloodstream.
Man, are y'all ever asleep? Huh, do better. And this just shows you visually. Okay, the next thing, let's see. Okay, so we started with the nervous system review, and it seems like I said to y'all, you know, the nervous system is responsible for communicating, right? Communicating to different bodies. Well, the endocrine system is also involved in communication. So let's compare the two. And it's important that you understand and distinguish the differences. We've said the thing that's similar is that they are in charge of communication, therefore they have messages, right? It's a signal. It's a signal from one body part to another body part. Hey, I need you to do such and such, okay? Whatever this message is. I need you to know that the nervous system signal, its messenger is called a neurotransmitter. What does the term neuro, N-E-U-R, and then a combining form O mean? Nerve. A nerve cell is called a neuron. So when you see that, you know, hey, may not know what it is, but it's got something to do with nerves. And a transmitter is something that relays information or a message. So that is, a neurotransmitter is a messenger for nerves. Make sense? Okay, where then are they going? The neurotransmitter is going to go to the synapse. In 201, we talked about a presynaptic cleft and a postsynaptic cleft. So all I want you to really remember is that this message, which we're going to call the message a neurotransmitter, is going to go to the synapse, okay, the nerve ending of the axon, but you don't have to know that, okay? Now, the nervous system, the endocrine system, is going to secrete its messenger, its biochemical messenger, its signal is called a hormone. Where's it going?
Bloodstream.
Yeah! Y'all redeemed yourself. Okay, so now look. We are at 6. What is the messenger for the nervous system? Tell me. Boom. What is the message for the messenger for the endocrine system?
Hormones.
Yes. How is it transported?
Bloodstream.
Boom. Who receives it?
Target cells.
Perfect. You gotta know that. Has anybody talked this long on one simple definition before? I mean, but you've gotta understand it, okay? And you have to know this information. You could be taking care of me, okay? It's all about me, always. All right, so need you to know that, please. Perfect. Now I'm going to, and this shows you visual. Do all of you know what your learning style is? Usually in 201 I make my students do it. If you don't, what are you, Lane? Do you know? Huh? Auditory?
Hands on.
Okay, kinesthetic. So if you don't know what your dominant learning style is, get with me and do an inventory. My goal in every class period is to touch on all three of the primary ones, okay? Everyone has a dominant one, and what I want to do is to get you to learn how to enhance the other two so that you're a real strong learner. I am 100% visual. When I'm trying to remember something, I will remember a diagram or a picture. Anybody else in here visual? Okay. And it helps. I really will think back and think of the PowerPoint picture. Okay. My daughter's the same way. My son is auditory. Auditory learner, this is my opinion, of course. Auditory learners make everybody else mad. Anybody in here auditory learner? Are you? You may be. Okay. Auditory learners sit there. Sometimes they don't even take notes. And you're just boom, writing away like crazy. And it's like they sit there, and to you, it looks like, dang, they're just absorbing this, like diffusion. It's like, you don't even want to like them. Because they make it look easy. It's not any easier, it's just that's their dominant learning style. And then you have tactile. I have decided, the older I get, and y'all will see me do this, I'm trying to ask permission. The older I get, I think, I don't mean this, I'm not making fun of anybody, but I think that I possibly may be becoming kind of on the spectrum. Because if I see something that I think looks soft, or I'll just walk up and I try to ask people, you've seen me doing that, I'll say, oh, I really, and I start rubbing, I try to not rub like right, it depends. But I will just start, or I've got this thing about, and y'all, it's gonna drive you crazy, I love black hair. I love black hair. I want black hair. I just do. See, look at that. Look how frilly that hair is. Oh my gosh, Maya, I need to touch it. And my boss is the same age or used to be, my old boss, the one that really counted, the new one, all right. So it really is. So I just think that is so beautiful. So, please may I touch you? And one day, my boss had short hair and it was the most beautiful, and I reached up, this is when I first kind of knew her, I didn't even have tenure, I'm like, and Lord help, she slapped my hand away, and she said to me, Barbara, do not ever touch a black woman's hair without asking first. And if they say no, don't touch it. And I thought, whoa, step back. Am I right? Okay, why? Because y'all, I just want to rub it. I love it. So now I've demonstrated to everybody, I'm just strange. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted, but I do not have ADD. I've never been diagnosed, and obviously, I'm not medicated. Okay, we gotta get back to this, y'all quit distracting me. All right, anyway, I do, so if I rub you, well. If I rub your shirt, so I'd like soft, so it's like the little, they have the, yeah, okay. So, we're gonna keep moving. So here we go again, one last time, and then we'll move to the next, part. Endocrine glands secrete
Hormones.
that travel through the
Bloodstream.
to a
Target cell.
perfect. You're amazing. Okay, remember me telling y'all about the naked girl? Okay, she's a lady. I mean, because I'll show you a girl. That was a girl. Okay. This one, I forgot, is a lady. So, do y'all even remember what I was talking about her about? Okay, good. Y'all just think I'm weird. And I keep demonstrating it every second. Hold on, let me do the people that are here. I knew y'all would come in. Did Kendall? Okay. So, in lieu of the actual using the lab models for this segment for the endocrine system, I decided we're going to use naked lady. Naked lady. Okay. So N-E-K-K. No. So what you're going to get with your multiple choice exam, you're going to get this lady, and I even printed it in color. Okay. So you'll get this lady, and you'll get the lines. What you will not get are the words, okay? So there are 10 of these on here, and you're going to get the paper, and then on this top one, you're gonna fill in hypothalamus. Here, you're gonna put pituitary gland. Here, pineal gland, and we're gonna cover all of these. This is just the lab identification portion, okay? Then you're gonna put thyroid here, and I'm gonna actually kind of draw some, okay. Posterior to the thyroid gland, there are 4 little jelly bean looking things. That's your parathyroid, okay? And so that's behind there, and I'll put some little red dots or something, okay? And then this is the thymus. Then sitting right on top of the kidneys, you have your adrenal gland, your pancreas, your ovaries if you are female and still have them, your testis or testes if you are male, okay? Testis, T-E-S-T-I-S, is singular, 1. You have 2. And so when you're talking plural, it is E-S, testes, okay? So you will label those, and you'll get 1 point for each one of those. So everybody clear on that assignment, that assessment. Is anybody gonna miss any of those 10? I mean, why would you? I've told you, you're gonna get it, okay? So, there you go. So the major endocrine glands are the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid, adrenal gland, pancreas, and then we've added the ovary and testes and parathyroid, thymus. Okay, so that is what I want. Oftentimes you will hear me say that hormones are biochemical messengers. So don't let that confuse you, because think about it. A hormone is, it's a messenger, and it actually is alive, so biochemical messenger. This is just to demonstrate to you the difference in target cells. Target cells actually have a receptor that kind of acts like a beacon, kind of like a flashing light, or I'm making this stuff up, but I mean, but it really, you know, it gets the hormone's attention. Okay, now, yes.
Does the shape of the hormone itself matter, or just the thing sticking out?
No, well, sometimes it can, but more often the shape of an enzyme is more important. It's actually,
Oh, the target
Macy,
cell.
the receptors actually on the cell. Great question. Okay, now, one time, I could do this a lot faster, but anyway, okay, so, Say was going to a continuing education, and lots of times they're in really nice hotels, and I'm his arm candy, so I went with him. And so we got there, y'all, it was in Orlando, and it was at the, get ready, Ritz-Carlton. Oh, yeah, and somebody else was paying for it. That's even better. Okay, so he was in boring lectures all day, and I was just there, you know, and I thought, I went out by the pool, and nice pools, several different pools, and they had a lazy river connecting the pools. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay. So, I didn't bring a bathing suit. I'm not gonna put one of those on. But man, I saw these kids, and they were having like a grand old time. So I said to myself, I bet Cease wants me to go in that overpriced boutique and buy me one of those bathing suits. So I said, okay. I went in there, bought it, charged it to the room, made sure it fit big enough to cover this, and because I got old lady legs, knees especially, okay. So me and the 5, 6, and 7-year-olds were having a grand old time in that lazy river. So why am I explaining this to you? The lazy river is your circulatory system. It's your bloodstream, okay? Okay, now, so y'all, if you kick your feet up and do this, you can pretend that you're exercising and you're moving, but you're not really exercising. So I told Cecil, I've been exercising all day long because I've been floating in that lazy river. So here I am. I'm a hormone. Okay? You with me? Okay, here I go. I'm floating. I'm a hormone. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my target cell. But I'm going by you. I'm going by everybody. But you don't really care. You don't really see me, and I don't really see you, right? Okay. You ready? I'm coming, Libby. Guess what Libby is? No, she's my tiki hut, and they got frozen margaritas. Okay. So yes, Libby was my tiki hut. I mean, my target cell, okay? So, but I went around, all of y'all, you might have seen me or maybe, but you thought, what's that here and everything. But I didn't do a thing until I saw that frozen margarita, and I thought, I'm gonna get this old big ass out and go get me some frozen margarita, okay? That's really and truly, in my mind, how hormones work. I floated around all of y'all. But nothing is going to happen until I reach my target cell. And you put a frozen margarita. Now, I don't want a lot of salt, baby, okay? Just a little bit on the red. Okay. But you see what I'm saying? I just think that is a great analogy. Nobody ever taught me that or told me that. That's just really the way I think. I don't really want to go. So that's how hormones in the bloodstream with the target cell work. Now I'm going on, I've got these are out of order. Oh, wait. Go back to where you put paracrine secretions, number 4. I need you to know, and this is on your exam, that an example of a paracrine secretion is prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are an example of paracrine substances, secretions. Question to you. Are prostaglandins hormones? You better say no, okay? They do not travel through the bloodstream. Where is their, where does it affect, what cells does it affect? Nearby. Because of that, prostaglandins are very, I keep moving around.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Don't ask me to be still. That's like asking me to be quiet. Okay, so they are very potent. Paracrine secretions are very potent and short acting. They don't last long. Okay, good. Now I am big time getting in the weeds. So here's my disclaimer. Whoops. Okay. This is strictly for a teaching moment. This part is not on your exam. But it's so important in my mind as far as understanding. It's the approach that I take in teaching this course, especially when we get to the digestive system, okay? So there's something that I call the Big Four. There are 4 organic molecules. At one point, this will be a short answer and you will have to memorize them. For now, we're just talking and it's teaching. I still want you to take notes on it on the study guide, but it's more for understanding purposes. So the first of the Big Four organic molecules, the category is carbohydrates. What's another word that you might think of as far as carbohydrates? What? Carbs, but what? Y'all, I've lost my, what am I doing? Ah, here it is. Okay, another, and you're gonna go, oh yeah. Sugars. So carbs are our sugars. Our actual poster child for sugar is I have to do it. You don't have to know this, but I have to do it. C6H12O6. Oh! Okay. Sugars end in O-S-E. Start reading your ingredients on things. Ingredients by mandate have to list the most predominant ingredient first. Look and see how many things an OSE is the first thing, and then the second one will be an OSE, and then the third. So you're getting a lot of that. Now, this is our immediate energy source. Okay, so I need to scoot right here for just a second. Does anybody know, I'll try to break in just a second. Does anybody know? Okay, this word is, you pronounce it saccharides. Does anybody know what that is? It's a sugar. That's the medical term for sugar. So, simple sugar, monosaccharide, one sugar. Disaccharide, two sugars. Polysaccharides, multiple complex sugars, okay? Now, look at this. OSE, 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 OSE. Okay? Now, what I want to show you is, nope, I'll do it right here. Now, this part I do want you to know, I don't think it is on this first exam, and I always do a review, but you need to know the definition of an enzyme. I didn't have anywhere, I forgot to put it on there. Write it sideways, write it somewhere, the definition of an enzyme. It is a specialized protein. A specialized protein that catalyzes. Now, catalyze means speeds up, okay? A chemical process. All of your metabolism that is going on in your body is, bless you, a chemical process, okay? Now, what I want to, so this I need you to know, but I want to explain something right here. If I have, and I bond these two, I've got a bond right there. What type saccharide would you say that is? That's going to be a disaccharide because of that bond. Lactose is a disaccharide, okay? ASE. Many enzymes end in ASE. Did I just say all enzymes end in ASE? I wish they did, but they don't.
Said OSE.
But if you see an ASE, it's an enzyme. An OSE will be a sugar. Now, do you know anyone or have you heard of people that are lactose intolerant?
Yes.
That is someone that does not make the enzyme lactase, okay? So for nutrition, for digestion, everything must be in its simplest form. Disaccharide is not simplest, mono is. So what happens is, so I'm going to say this is lactose. People that are lactose intolerant most often do not have this enzyme. This specific enzyme, lactase, goes in here and breaks that bond so that you no longer have a bigger disaccharide sugar. You have two simple sugars. Does that make sense to you? And so what happens is, if they don't take the little pills, the medicine before, they can't break it down. So when it goes through digestion, the digestive process, you'll feel bloated and just miserable. It's gonna come out. It's gonna eventually come out, when you have a bowel movement, but you're uncomfortable. I just think that is so interesting that somebody figured out that people that ate a lot of dairy and cheese and things like that were having real issues afterwards, that, hey, those people, they're not making this. So they actually have some little medicine that you can buy, and if you know you're going to be exposed to it or bad, you can do that, and then you're not as uncomfortable. I just think, man, somebody's smart. I just think that's great, okay? So I just wanted to demonstrate those things. I do want you to know the definition of an enzyme, and we will get to this more later. So now yes.
So you said ASC is an enzyme and OSC is like what?
Sugar.
Okay.
Carb. Okay? Thank you for asking. Always, Shelby, stop me. You hear me? Because I get on these tangents. Y'all hear me? Okay. So we're going back to the big four. The next major category would be lipids. Lipids are fats, and they are our storage form of energy. This is immediate. You're going to immediately start feeling more energy, a lot better. They're going to metabolize much quicker. Fats are going to be our stored form of energy. What I want you to write next to lipids are these two things. Oops. Steroids and cholesterol are examples. You must know that steroids and cholesterol are examples of lipids. Now, well, I'll keep going with this, and then in a minute we're going to discuss some more about that. Proteins. The building blocks of proteins are amino acids. Enzymes are an example of proteins. Now, what happens is you'll have an amino acid, amino acid, amino acid, amino acid. Okay. So when they bond, okay, now this is a protein. Okay? When you bond multiple amino acids together, then they're going to make a protein. Now, I want to say one thing, and you don't have to remember it till we get to chapter 16. The name of this bond is a peptide bond. Good question. Each of those individually would be called a peptide bond, but the whole part of the protein you would call a polypeptide. Perfect. Good thinking. Okay? And that's why I'm introducing this, even though it's not on your first exam, I want you to start thinking like this. Remember what I told you, the important part of 202 is learning how to connect the dots. And I can already tell y'all are just spot on. You're a great class, okay? So that's gonna be important. Category of enzymes, they're proteins. And then last but not least, you have nucleic acids. Though that is our genetic material, and that specifically examples would be DNA and RNA. Can anyone make my day and tell me the grown-up name instead of the initials for DNA and RNA?
Nucleic acid.
Perfect, okay.
There's a nucleic acid.
Deoxyribose nucleic acid. Lane, how about this one? Yep. Okay. Everybody see that? What is that?
And sugar.
It's a sugar.
OAC.
So let's look at this. Now y'all, this is interesting. I know it's chemistry, but it helps for things to make sense. Okay, guess what that is? A 5-carbon sugar. Every nucleotide has a phosphate group, a 5-carbon sugar, and a nitrogenous base. Cool. That is such an interesting thing to know. Aren't you gonna sleep better tonight? Now, let's talk a little more about lipids and things. Throughout the semester, you will learn that, and some of you already know this, I love my pinky toe. It's adorable. I also love my uvula. If you have not looked at yours lately, your assignment over the weekend is to stand in front of a mirror and go, ah, and watch it vibrate. It's the cutest little thing, okay? For those of you that don't know what a uvula is, it's the hangy down thing in the back of your throat, okay? Check it out. It's cute, okay? And the only thing I like better, oh, I have a real cute umbilicus too. You'll never see it, okay? The plasma membrane, my cell membranes, I mean, around every single cell, they're just delightful. They're so interesting. So, if I love the cell membrane, you love the cell membrane. Shake your head. Yes, great. Okay. So we're going to write the definition instead of listing some of the characteristics. We're going to do that, but I want you to write this definition first. Once again, this is not even on your first test. And I'm going to lecture on it more when we keep going. But this is foundation. This is actually part of 201. It's from chapter 2, okay? So, the plasma membrane is a bilayer layer. Phospholipid embedded with proteins bilayer. How many?
2.
Phospholipids, so it's going to be in the lipid category. Embedded with protein, so it's going to have some protein in it as well. Okay? Now, what does that word mean? Permeable. You can move in and out. Okay? So the plasma membrane is the outer limit of all cells, controls what moves in and out of the cell. Okay? So much that it has selective permeability. It may say, you can come through and you stand outside. Control, okay? It controls what's going in and out. So this phospholipid layer, I need you to know that the hydrophilic, let me move. Ha! Oh, it's so cute. It's so adorably cute. Okay, so this is a phospholipid. This is the head, and it is water soluble. What does that mean? It mixes with water. Okay. Now, the tails, I'm going to do a disclaimer. The word that I'm saying is this, fatty acids. But when I get up here and I get excited, I'm going to say fat ass. And I'm going to be looking at you and I'm going to say, you know, those fat acids, okay? I'm not calling you names. I'm trying to say fatty acids, but it just kind of, so don't take offense, okay? So our fat ass tails, water insoluble. What does that mean?
They don't mix with
It
water.
will not mix with water. So we're going to say these terms. Water insoluble would be hydro. Hydro means water. Hydrophobic. The suffix phobic means fear. And in this case, it fears water, which means it wants to stay away from it. It won't mix, okay? So the fatty acid tails are hydrophobic, water insoluble. Please embrace that and understand what I'm saying to you. It'll make sense why in a minute. The phosphate heads are hydrophilic. What does that mean? Loves water, attracts water. Okay, so now we don't have one of these, we have two. Remember, bilayer. Let me show you. Oh wait, well, I'll come back. Gotta go way ahead. Stop. Okay. So, I'm sorry, it's a cell membrane and I love it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so, who's grunting over there?
No, we were talking about macaroni and cheese.
Okay, so, I'm sorry. Sorry, Greg. So, they're sort of messed up, but those are my phosphate heads.
Okay.
Bilayer. Okay, so, tell me what you know about those phosphate heads. What am I looking for?
They track water.
Okay, so we're gonna say hydrophilic, okay? Water soluble, this is so important. Water soluble, okay. I usually just don't use, I draw it on the board and they look like little bunny rabbit ears. Okay, so all this are my fatty acid tails. What do you know about them?
We don't like
We
water.
don't like water.
Hydrophobic. Okay, phobic. Okay, now I'm switching slides in just a minute, but look, that is an example of a cell membrane, sort of. I'm gonna show you another one in a minute. Okay, so remember that. Two major categories of, turn over to 10, hormones. What do you think about a hormone?
Blood pressure.
Thank you. Two major categories. Wait, I still gotta go back again, but just keep on that page. Okay. Steroids and cholesterol are examples of lipids. Tell me what you know about water solubility and lipids.
They don't. They're not.
They
water.
don't. So, oop, where'd he go? Okay. Water insoluble. Lipid soluble. Okay, now, anytime you see this honeycomb looking thing, that's a steroid. Okay? Cholesterol is an example of a lipid, specifically a steroid, a lipid. Okay? So, won't mix with water. Two categories of hormones. Steroid or steroid-like. What category are these? Of the big four, which category? Lipids. They're lipids. Important that you recognize that. When you write that on the thing, you put, it says lipid soluble, that would be steroid or steroid-like. The other category, this textbook uses the description non-steroid hormones. You may also, depending on the textbook, it may say amines, like catecholamine, okay? Catecholamines are non-steroidal hormones. Examples we'll get to later. Epinephrine, norepinephrine are catecholamines. So they are in the category of non-steroidal. So here's the thing. Non-steroidal hormones are water soluble. Okay? Now, which category are most hormones?
Non-steroid.
That's a test question. Now, let's go back to our adorable cell membrane. cell membrane. Let's look at the definition. A bilayer of phospholipid embedded with proteins. Okay. Steroidal hormone. I'm a hormone. There's Libby. Okay. So, I'm a hormone. Where am I?
In the bloodstream.
Thank you. I thought y'all were gonna say lazy river. Okay. So I'm in the bloodstream, and I get there. Whoa. Tiki hut. Yay, tiki hut. Okay. So, what's a hormone do? It has a message, right? Got a message to tell. So, here's my tiki hut. What organelle inside the cell am I going to give my message to? The brain of the cell is the nucleus. I've got to get from Livy into the nucleus. So I gotta go through this, yes? Before I can get in here to tell my message. If I am a steroidal hormone, you know what I do? I don't even have to knock. When Libby sees me, she says, "Whoa, hey, Dr. D, I've been waiting on you. Get on in here, girl." Right? Didn't you say that? And I'm going to go straight to the nucleus and tell them my message. Cool. One problem. What are most hormones?
Nones.
Yeah. Ugh. So, if I am a non-steroidal, I am water soluble. This lipid right here is not going to let me through. It won't even acknowledge me. I knock all day long. They're not going to let me in. Remember the part about embedded with what? Proteins. Proteins are water soluble. What? You mean I've got a gate? I was so worried. I've got a very important message to tell Mama Nucleus. Please, can I please come in? Here's the deal. Only through a gate, and only if it's not already occupied. Wow. See how important just understanding some basic chemistry. Am I in the weeds? Uh-huh. Do you need to understand it? Uh-huh. Because you're going to be taking care of me. So that's going to complicate things. And most hormones, they've got something important to tell. And you're telling me I got to go to a gate? Huh? But that's the way it works, okay? Now, let's take a look at this. You people up front, tell me, don't read the name, tell me what it is. Yes. See all these enzymes? What does an enzyme do? Speeds up the whole process, activates it, flips on the switch, okay? Now, you didn't see all of this prior to this. Were you here when we did the bonus point? The one that's coming up. Slide 45, slide 45, Lindsay. rewrite that for a bonus point. Okay. So, I know this is taking a long time, but it's really important. Here's my little honeycomb, so that's a steroid. Looky there, just straight through to the nucleus. Straight through. What happens here must go through a gate and then going to have to use multiple enzymes to really activate it. So it's going to take longer and it's more complex. Okay? So what I want you to recognize here, this involves ATP. Our form of cellular energy. Can anybody give me the grown-up name? Go for it.
Something
Yeah, okay, good, I'm impressed. Adenosine triphosphate. Perfect, excellent. You won't ever have to tell me that, but I need for you to see it so I can, so you know the bonus. You're good, great. Just throw it right there. Okay, so now, this is ATP. Question, how many phosphates? 6? 3, try.
No, I said
Oh, I thought you
I
said,
know, I was
I thought you
yawning.
said 6. I'm like, girl,
I was
you got a bunch of wheels on your little tricycle. Okay, so ATP is going to go through, I'll never ask you this. This is for understanding, okay? Any idea what this might be? And a suggestion is, how many phosphates do you think it has? Yes, adenosine diphosphate. You lose one. Okay? Any guesses? 1, it's mono. Okay, so that is AMP. Do you see this? There's a little C in front of it. That C stands, nobody will ever ask you this. That C stands for cyclical AMP. When it gets down to 1, it forms a little circle. For real. Okay? And so each of these steps that you're reducing it is going to produce energy. Okay? And so you can see that it's much more complex and complicated instead of me just walking in and Libby saying, hey, come on in here, girl. There's a bunch of other steps. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Okay? Good. So let's go back one slide. Okay. So the hormone actually acts as the first messenger. Then you've got to go in and the changes that the hormone will affect will be the second messenger. And that's going to form, it's going to use CAMP as its second messenger. What do I want you to know from that? Know that it takes double the process for a non-steroidal hormone to deliver the message. Okay? Perfect. Okay. Don't you have to leave? You don't have to leave? Okay. Well, I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm just... Okay. So, I'm actually winding up. I get faster as the day goes. So now, I don't care if y'all really briefly, if y'all do 11 or 12, it doesn't matter to me. I just want you to kind of have that understanding, okay? Because we will use this difference all semester long. Okay. So we're at number 13 maybe? Yeah. List 3 hormones that are often abused, and primarily it will be to improve athletic performance. There is a question on one of these, and I don't remember which. Okay. So steroids. What big 4 category? Thank you. Lipids. I want to be quick like that. When you see something, when you see enzymes, I want you to think protein. Okay? Because when you do that, the next step will be, oh, whoa, water soluble. I mean, you're just going to start pulling in all of these different things, and that's what increases your critical thinking skills. To be able to associate, you get this word, you pull in another one, that's what I'm teaching you, okay? So, steroids, they're gonna be lipids. We have all heard of roid rage. Don't get in their way. I'm serious. Do you see this? It is a real thing. If someone has taken so many steroids that they are totally a psych job, that they are demonstrating roid rage, don't just duck, get out of there. It's a for real thing, okay? That means that they have taken way too many, abused it. And they do it to increase muscular strength. The next one shouldn't surprise you. Growth hormone is actually taken to enlarge muscles. And then this last one, we will talk about it extensively in chapter 14, but I want you to be aware of it now. So these are all hormones. This is a hormone, erythropoietin is how you pronounce it. Does anyone know the medical term for red blood cell? Erythrocyte, okay? See, oh, darn it, will I quit? Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? There we go. So, CYTE means cell. Eryth means red. And then you add the O for combining. So that literally means red cell. Okay, so erythrocyte is the medical term for red blood cells. Erythropoietin is the hormone that stimulates erythrocyte production. And if it's being abused for athletic purposes, that's what we refer to as blood doping. And that's what, with the Olympics and everything, that's a lot of what they're checking for, okay, is the abuse of erythropoietin. Isn't all this interesting?
That would make your hemoglobin high, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Okay, so
your
let me, okay, we did prostaglandins. I've got one more thing. Why don't let's go ahead and do this. No, let's just go on because it's 2:30. I got time. Okay, I'll be ahead with y'all. So there are 2 mechanisms that your body utilizes to maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis, one word, balance. Balance of what? A stable internal environment. But when you see homeostasis, think balance, okay? So, the negative feedback, this is the way I think about it. Negative feedback is when something has happened to you and your body moves away here. And it is going to do everything possible to get back right here. Negative feedback. What I want you to know is that negative feedback is the most common exam question. It is so much more common that anytime something works by positive feedback, it's going to be a test question because we always ask exceptions. So, here's the way I see positive feedback. And you want it. And you want it to stay there. It's not, you don't want it to come back to normal. Perfect example. Sitting here, is your blood flowing?
Yes.
You want it to continue flowing. Well, if you're in the backyard and your wife has pissed you off, you've been supposed to be trimming the hedges, and you say to yourself, hey, I'll show her, and you get a chainsaw. And you just say, okay, yeah, I'm going to trim these hedges. And you cut your arm off. And your husband's a surgeon. And you're going, oh no. When that happens, are you standing there or is your wife standing there and saying, drip, drip, drip? No, you are saying clot, baby, clot. Okay? Because you don't want it to bleed out. All right? So that is a perfect example of positive feedback. I'll give you another one. Sorry, guys. Those of you that have a uterus, if a baby, 20-pound basketball, you are 15 months pregnant, okay? Normally, you sitting here, is your uterus contracting? No. When you are, how long? 15 months pregnant, which of course you're not going to be. A 20-pound, but you're not going to be that either, okay? You want that uterus to start contracting. Big time. Get that thing out of there, because you, okay? Another example of positive feedback. It's when the unusual or the ordinary is desired, okay? Good. So now we are to 13.4. I'm going to stop here, but I'm going to remind you that eventually I want you to do this. Okay? Hand, right. I am not an artist. I still do stick people. You will not be graded on artistic ability.
So that will be a bonus on the exam?
No.
No.
That, thank you for clarifying. No. This is a bonus for you to walk in on Tuesday with. Great question. Thank you for helping me clarify. You will not have to do this on the exam. It's pretty complex. We're going to use your diagram while we're talking about these hormones. Thank you, Riley. I appreciate it. Yeah, good question.
Can you come?
Yeah. Okay, y'all are free free to go. Excuse me. All right, one thing, remember, I usually I tell y'all, remember the Monday holiday?
So we don't remember
So, inside, this is going to be steroid.
Monday is not. My bad.
Perfect.
I don't remember.
Good.
And they couldn't see it on there.
No, that's the worst.
I'm sure. Plus, we had a little girl before when we got here.
So we never got Kendall, but Maya we did. Okay, oh yeah, because I got, okay. Any questions? Yes. Thanks, sweetie.
Canvas, your like
The
assignment,
connects are not open.
the modules, everything is locked. Let me hang on. Let me try to.
Even the PowerPoints?
I'm not. Let me double check what I'm talking about.
Okay, I will go now.